Hi, I'm Dr. Rachel Kennedy over at the Highland Park Animal Hospital, and I'm here today to help provide better care to your new puppy. My assistant John here is going to be helping me by asking some questions, and we're hoping that we're going to help you better understand taking care of your puppy.
Dr. Kennedy, how will proper puppy care impact the life of my dog?
Puppy care is essential to your longevity and providing a healthy, happy environment for your puppy. First and foremost, we start with preventative wellness. So this is vaccination, education about diet, growth, what your puppy should be doing, what are normal behaviors, what's abnormal. And that's going to be kind of the stepping stones to setting your puppy up for a long, healthy life.
Why is it important to start good puppy care on day one?
Good puppy care starts with preventative wellness, like we've talked about, but also education about training. Things like that can really limit your pet's quality of life if they're poorly trained or have a lack of understanding of what they're supposed to be doing. Also providing, adequate exercise and playtime to really enrich your puppy and allow them to be socialized and very well equipped to handle the world they're about to enter into.
How soon should I bring my puppy in to see a veterinarian for their first exam?
Well, your new puppy will most likely be between 6 and 8 weeks old, depending on how early you adopted them. Some breeders will go ahead and give puppies out at around 6 weeks. And some people wait a little bit longer. It could be later for sure. But essentially, right after you receive your new puppy, just like kittens, we want to establish a good relationship with our veterinarian. Even if that just means a general exam, meeting your veterinarian, asking questions, getting acquainted with how the whole thing works. That's a good first step. So right off the bat, get that scheduled. Then we can kind of talk about vaccinations, deworming, general preventative care, and how to go forward from there.
What are the most common health problems in puppies?
Puppies can exhibit multitude of diseases. Most commonly is going to be infectious parasites, bacterial, and viral infections. Their little immune systems are just not equipped to handle a lot of that, and that's why vaccination is really important at a young age. Additionally, they don't have the immunity to really protect themselves well against parasites, and they're very susceptible. So those are the most common illnesses. We also see some congenital issues that can be diagnosed by your veterinarian at that first visit.
What are some signs and symptoms of illness in your puppy?
Yeah, so puppies are typically going to be playful, active, have a ravenous appetite. So things that we tell people to look out for. If their energy decreases or they're lethargic, if they're having any sort of coughing, difficulty breathing or labored breathing, any sort of ocular or nasal discharge, and then if they're exhibiting vomiting, diarrhea, anything like that can be a sign of underlying infection or disease. Diarrhea, yeah, so very common in puppies. It can range from just a little bit of soft stool to be very liquid. This can be from a multitude of underlying issues, but most commonly it's going to be from intestinal parasites. We like to get these dogs dewormed adequately and also test that fecal sample for any sort of underlying parasites. It can also be the result of a bacterial or viral infection like parvo. So we want to make sure that we're testing and also preventing those diseases with routine vaccinations. Vomiting kind of goes hand in hand with diarrhea. It can be the result of infections like parvo, distemper, some of the scarier ones, but it also can be caused by intestinal parasites. So that's definitely a sign to look out for. If you're noticing vomiting, it's a good time to call your veterinarian. They can progress very quickly with this and become dehydrated, so we never want to sit on that one too long. Not eating is very important in your puppy. It can be a very insidious sign of underlying disease. They could have a fever, they could have nausea. It's a little bit vague, but it's definitely important to note. Puppies typically have a ravenous appetite. They eat everything you put down in front of them. So any decrease or lack of appetite is worth giving your vet a call. So if your puppy is also exhibiting kind of other signs, such as increased drinking, that can be a sign that they are not regulating themselves well internally. So they could be dehydrated and compensating. There could be other reasons for that. So definitely worth calling your vet about. Sometimes we'll see it with increased exercise or heat, and those can be kind of reasonable explanations for it. But if we're noticing it outside those situations, then we should definitely give our vet a call. Just like kittens, we can be susceptible to upper respiratory infections. Doggies can exhibit upper respiratory signs, coughing, sneezing, runny nose, kind of just like people. And this, while it's typically mild and self-limiting, can be indicative of more severe diseases, distemper being one of our big concerns. So definitely worth giving our veterinarian a call. Puppies and kittens can be susceptible to all sorts of infections. They can have straining secondary to diarrhea or inflammation in their colon. They can also get constipated and have issues defecating that way. Urination, if we're having issues, if we have increased urination, decreased urination, lack of urination, small, frequent urinations, a whole multitude of combinations can be indicative of disease. So definitely worth giving your vet a call, and they can test that urine or those feces and see what's going on.
What are the signs of a healthy, thriving puppy?
Puppies, just like kittens, are going to be playful, active, have a good appetite, drinking enough water, they are gaining weight appropriately, they are exploring their environment, they are interacting with different people and different animals appropriately with their vaccinations. But it is, the signs of a well-rounded puppy are both physical health and also social and mental health. So it's important to expose your puppy to lots of new things so that they are a well-rounded, happy dog later in life.
When should I start training my puppy?
Right off the bat. There's no time like the present. So getting your puppy acquainted with things in your house, starting puppy training. The puppy classes are typically going to be reserved for dogs that are fully vaccinated, but it's definitely something you can start right at home safely. Teaching leash training, potty training, crate training, all really important. And also allowing some socialization with some known fully vaccinated dogs is okay during the vaccination period.
Dr. Kennedy, what will my vet be looking for when first examining my puppy?
Yeah, so your veterinarian is going to be looking for congenital issues such as heart murmurs, umbilical hernias, teeth issues, cleft palates, things like that can be the result of genetics and will probably be there since birth. And then secondly, we'll be looking for signs of underlying diseases, infections, runny nose, runny eyes, painful abdomen, diarrhea, vomiting, anything like that. Skin issues is a big thing this summer as well. So those will all be things we're looking for during your exam, and that we can have a nice trained hand do, and it's going to be really important to schedule those visits. If you have any questions or concerns regarding your puppy's care, please feel free to give us a call. We are always here to help you.